Hey guys, just wanted to update you on something that I've been thinking about lately. So you guys know I'm in the process of getting a new job, moving up to Columbus. For the last, I don't know, at least 6 months, I've had a roommate lined up. He's an old fraternity brother from when I went to OU. We've stayed friends over the years. He even came to my graduation a couple years ago. So, um, anyway, probably a year or so ago, maybe even more than that, my little brother in my fraternity said, "Hey, when I graduate, I'm going to move to Minneapolis. You should come with me." And that's where the idea originally came from, was that because I didn't really have any direction in my life at the time, because everything was going wrong, I was going to move in with Colin and move to the city, move away, get an apartment in the city with friends, and it was going to be a really cool experience. And it was going to make it affordable for me to move to the city. Well, that kind of fell through because as he's getting closer and closer to graduating, he's realizing how hard it is to find a job, and he's freaking out, and he doesn't know where he's going, and honestly, I just can't deal with the uncertainty because I can't plan anything. So I decided when I was moving that, well, that's still a good setup, and I had this fraternity brother from OU, Josh, who he lives near me, sort of, but he is working in Columbus. He's a truck driver, so he drives to Columbus every day, drives all day, and then drives home. So it would be good for him to live a lot closer to work. So it worked out for both of us. Anyway, over the last few months, I've had my eye on a certain apartment complex up there, and I've talked to him on Facebook, texted him, talked to him on the phone a couple times, like just trying to work out details of, hey, like, this is the time frame we're moving up here. This is the time frame that we need to start looking at apartments. This is what you need to look at when you look at the apartments. And I noticed, like, the last couple of months, I was ready to start looking at places. And I have Mondays off. He says he has Mondays off. I could just never get him to, like, arrange a time to meet up there so that we could look at places. Well, finally, in the last couple of weeks, I've made a lot of progress as far as getting a job. I had my third interview today for one position, and I have my final interview with the senior vice president tomorrow. So pretty soon I'm going to have an offer letter, which means that I'm going to have to put in my notice at my current job and move up there pretty soon. Well, so the issue is, I brought that up with Josh, and I said, hey, can you move in April? Because that would make it a lot easier for me, rather than May. And he just like, totally was like, no, like, just like it was the most unreasonable thing he'd ever heard. So I said, well, what about May? I mean, May 1st is like the latest I could possibly do it. That's the date that we'd had set this whole time. And he's just like acting like that was expecting way too much of him, and he went on all this stupid thing about, he says the bank fucked him out of 2 paychecks, and he wouldn't explain to me how, but he said that. And then something else, oh yeah, he bought this car, and his payment's $600 a month, and now he wants to buy this motorcycle. It's just like, he makes these really stupid financial decisions, and he's like, well, I'm thinking, you've already made a commitment to do this, you're screwing me over at this point. So yeah, that is not going to work out. And after that, like, I haven't even told him. I'm just, like, not talking to him about it anymore. I'm just going to get a 1-bedroom. Yeah. It sucks, especially because where I'm moving, it's going to be probably at least $400 more per month than I'm paying now, which, even though I'm getting a pretty big raise for taking this job, it's going to take up a lot of that I was hoping that would go toward debt. I mean, $400 a month will cover 2 student loan payments. But I was thinking about that. I just can't deal with anyone's shit, right? Like, I can't deal with You know, him chasing him down, making him do things as far as getting into the apartment. Then do I even know if he's going to pay his rent when he gets there? You know, I don't. I can't afford to pay his share if he doesn't. He might screw me over in utilities. So I've got that to deal with. Also, there are some advantages to having my own place. One would be I can unpack all my kitchen stuff, because I don't like doing that if I have a shared kitchen. So all of my kitchen stuff is packed up, which for a guy that can't cook, I have a hell of a lot of stuff for the kitchen, several boxes. It'd be nice to put that all away in cabinets. Also, I am probably the craziest person as far as turning off stuff. A lot of times I won't turn the lights on during the day. I'll keep the heat at like 60 degrees and wear a jacket in the house. I literally turn everything off that has a light on it, even if it's just like a little charging light. Like, I'll turn that off when I leave or unplug it. And that's how, when I had my own place, I never had an electric bill over $50 a month. And that was central air, so it was air conditioning and heat were electric as well. So anyway, I might save a little bit with utilities. Rent is definitely going to go up quite a bit. But I also don't have to depend on anyone else. And I guess maybe it'll make me a little bit happier to have some privacy for once, and maybe feel like I have my shit together by having my own place. So, yeah. So the title of the video was Roommate or Nah. And it was basically just me thinking back and forth about, like, what am I doing? Like, should I have a roommate? Should I not? One downside to not having a roommate is I'm not going to have, like, somebody I'm already friends with that I can be like, hey, do you want to go out to the bar on the corner? Or do you want to go do this thing with me this weekend? Or possibly, like, get invited along to stuff that they're doing with their friends. But that's not worth it. I'll just have to make the effort to get out of the apartment and be social, especially because I'm going to be living at the same place that I'm working. So I'll definitely have to make an effort to do that, but that's totally fine. Yeah, like, I'll just do that. And anyway, if any of you have any advice on that, or have any stories about people screwing you over to be your roommate or anything, like this kid actually, I was told it was 7 years ago, we both were invited to live in the fraternity house at OU. I couldn't do it because I just transferred, but he went ahead, he signed his lease, put his deposit down and everything, then didn't move in. Totally screwed everybody over. One of the fraternity brothers mentioned that to me, and basically told me they don't like this guy anymore because he did that. And I can totally see him doing that again. That's basically what he did now. He just didn't follow through with putting a deposit down. So, anyway, if you guys have had any bad experiences with that, let me know in the comments. Feel free to subscribe. I should have another couple videos coming out in the next couple of weeks, especially in the next 3 weeks or so before I start the new job. And go ahead and give the video a like. And and if you have any suggestions for me as far as what to do in the New Albany area of Columbus, I'd appreciate that. Later, guys.